Fundamentals of Chinese 2, Unit 8, School Life. A letter talking about studying Chinese. Grammar it. Please turn to pages 218 to 221 in your textbook and have a pen or pencil ready to take notes. Okay, so first off, for the grammar for this unit is this pattern here, which is 除了 and then some text, and then 以外 and then 还. Okay, so 除了 blah 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 以外, this construction here simply means besides or in addition to. Okay, in addition to, here you'll see in the translation here for this example sentence it says besides. So you remember in the text she said that in addition, she's very busy. She was stating that she was very busy, and in addition to having to study her classes for her major, she also had to study Chinese. So in addition to having to study her classes in her major, she also had to study Chinese. So in English we have in addition to, and then after it you put, for example, the classes in my major. So in addition to the classes in my major, or besides the classes in my major. Now in this construction for Chinese, that element, the classes of my major, goes in between 除了 and 以外. Okay, so whereas in English you just stick it at the end of in addition to, or at the end of, or after besides. In Chinese you have to put it in between these two. That's why you have 除了 and then this ellipses dot 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 and then 以外. So in the example in our text we had in addition to the classes of my major, I also have to study Chinese. So 除了 the classes of my major 以外, 还 study Chinese. Okay, I have to study Chinese. Okay, so we had 除了专业课以外, 还得学汉语. Okay, so let's look at these examples. Let's take a look at the English first. Besides Chinese, I also have to take courses in my major. Okay, so 我, and then here we have the 除了, and then 以外. You have the 以外 over here, and then in between that we have the 学中文. 我除了学中文以外, 还, here's the 还学专业课. So I 除了以外, in addition to 学中文, studying Chinese, also study my major, courses in my major. 我除了学中文以外, 还学专业课. Okay, here's another example. Last weekend, besides seeing a movie, we also listened to music. So, 上个周末, last weekend, 我们 we 除了看电影以外, besides seeing a movie, we also 还, and remember in Chinese you don't need to repeat the we. We, you have to repeat that in English. We, or you have to say it again. Well, it's true in this sentence. It's not here at the beginning of this sentence, but here we have the 我们 right here, so we don't need to repeat it here. We also listen to music. 还听音乐了. 上个周末我们除了看电影以外，还听音乐了. Okay, here's another example. In addition to listening to music, he also likes to play ball. 他除了喜欢听音乐以外，还喜欢打球。Right? He, in addition to liking listening to music, he also likes to play ball. Yeah. The activities in each of these three sentences above are performed by the same subject. Okay, so you have the besides da 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 da, the also da 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 da, and what comes after besides, and then what comes after also are being performed by the same individual. Okay, but if activities are done by different subjects, the adverb 也 has to be used also. Okay, so let's take a look at this example. In addition to little Wang, little Li also likes singing and dancing. Okay, so little Wang likes singing and dancing, and little Li also likes singing and dancing. So you have the 除了以外. Okay, and then you have someone else who also likes to do that. So the subject changes. The subject changes from little Wang to little Li. Okay, so the adverb 也 needs to be used, and it substitutes 还. Okay, so 除了小王以外, in addition to 小王, 小李 also likes singing and dancing. Right? So 除了小王以外，小李也喜欢唱歌跳舞。Alright, 能 and 会have very similar meanings. Okay, they have similar meanings to each other, and they also have several different meanings among them. Alright, so this grammar point here compares the two. Okay, so the basic meaning of 能 is to be capable of doing something. Okay, it can also be an indication of whether one's own abilities or circumstances allow the execution of an action. Okay, so 能 shows your ability. Okay, on the other hand, 会 is, as it's used here in this particular lesson, means that you have a skill to do something. Okay, so for example, speaking Chinese is a skill. You had to learn to do that. Singing is a skill for most people that you have to learn to do. Okay, so in this case you use 会. 能, on the other hand, I can come by your house at 8 o'clock tonight. Or I can go to the movies tonight. Okay, going to the movies tonight doesn't require you to have any particular set of skills. It's just you can go or you can't go. So that's 能. And 会means that you're capable of, or you have a skill to do something. All right, let's see these examples. 我能喝10杯咖啡. I can drink 10 cups of coffee. Okay, well, some might argue that's a skill, but I think you can see the difference between being able to drink 10 cups of coffee and knowing how to speak Chinese. So one is you're capable of doing it. 能 means you're capable of doing something. 我能喝10杯咖啡. Another example. 今天下午我要开会，不能去听音乐会. I have a meeting this afternoon. I cannot go to the concert. Okay, so you're unable to go to the concert because of this meeting. Okay, so that's 能. Okay. Another example. 我们不能在图书馆聊天儿。Right? We cannot chat in the library. Okay, a library is a place to be quiet. 你不能聊天儿 there. Okay. Now compare the 会. 会 means you have a skill to do something. So let's look at the example here. Leo 会说中文. Leo can speak Chinese. Okay, that's a skill that she's worked on and developed. Xiaobai 会唱很多美国歌. Okay, little Bai can sing many American songs. Okay, that's a skill that she had to acquire. Okay, 我不会上网，请你教我. Okay, I don't know how to use the internet. Please teach me how. Okay, so using the internet is a skill. It's something that you need to learn how to do. And so you can't do it. You don't have that skill. 不会. Okay? All right, next is the adverb 就, which you've seen before. Now, 就 is complicated to learn for English speakers. Right? But here's a great way of explaining a couple of its uses here. Okay, one way 就 is often used as a causal. Okay, therefore, or because, therefore. Okay, so you see here 因为 because, 所以 therefore. So because of this situation, therefore, we're going to do this. Okay, because it's raining, we're going to stay inside, for example. Okay, but here we have a situation. Some people are planning to go out to eat, and little Gao preferred Chinese food, so we went to a Chinese restaurant. Okay, so you could say because little Gao prefers Chinese food, therefore we went to a Chinese restaurant. 因为小高喜欢吃中国菜，所以我们就吃中国菜. Okay, so 就 can be used in place of this 因为所以. Okay, so that's why this is in parentheses. 小高喜欢吃中国菜，我们就吃中国菜. Okay, it's like saying because Xiao Gao likes Chinese food, why don't we just eat Chinese food? Okay, why don't we just eat Chinese food? Just. Okay, that word just in English is very similar to the meaning of 就 in Chinese. Okay, 小高喜欢吃中国菜，我们就吃中国菜. Right? 小高 likes Chinese food, why don't we just eat Chinese food? Here's another example. Causal. Because of this situation, so this situation. Okay? We have little Wang's major is computer science. So I asked him to teach me how to use the internet. Okay? Because Xiao Wang's major is computer science, so I asked him to teach me how to use the internet. Okay? So 就 can be used, without having to use this because and therefore. 小王的专业是电脑，我就请他教我怎么上网. Okay, little Wang's major is computer science, so I asked him to teach me how to use the internet. So those are two examples of causal. Okay, up here. The relationship is often causal or conditional. So now we've seen the two examples of geo being used in a causal relationship. This part is the cause of this part. Can also be used in conditional statements. Okay, so let's take a look at conditional. If conditional statements in English use if and then. If A, then B. Right? So if my classmates help me review, I will do well on my test. Okay? 要是同学帮我复习，我考试就考得很好。Okay, so there's 就 being used in this conditional. If A, then B, right? 要是同学帮我复习，我考试就考得很好。And here's another conditional. If you can't come over, I will go to your place. 要是你不能来，我就去你那儿。要是你不能来，我就去你那儿。Okay? So there's 就 being used in a conditional sentence. All right, here's a final example of conditional. So when you first learn to write Chinese characters, you would find it difficult. If you practice often, you would find it easy. Okay? And U is in brackets here because in Chinese you don't need this U like in English. So we have 写汉字, writing Chinese characters. 开始觉得难. Okay? In the beginning, it's difficult. 常常练习, practice often. Okay, here's the conditional. 常常练习, if you practice often, 就觉得容易, then you will feel that it's easy. So, 写汉字开始觉得难，常常练习就觉得容易. And that concludes this grammar lesson.